Today we are talking about NGOs, non-profit making organizations. This may not be about, maybe what you are doing is not even a business and you are confused. You don't know how should you register. Your own is an association or NGO. You are a philanthropist and you don't know, should you register a company or a business name and all? Don't worry. Today we are going to enlighten you on what you need to do. Welcome to Leducation, our weekly legal podcast, where we break down legal matters, legal issues, legal topics to your understanding without having to go to the law school. Just before we proceed, ensure that you subscribe, ensure you like it, and ensure that you drop a comment. If you have any question, even from our previous episodes, you can go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Now let's start with the legal framework for incorporated trustee. How do they operate, or what are the laws or the governing bodies that regulate the affairs of non-governmental organization? Number one, incorporated trustees. NGOs, when I mention incorporated trustee, it has to do with NGOs, associations, churches, mosques, and so on. So I can use that or use incorporated trustee. Now they are governed by Part F of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. And it used to be Part C, but now it's Part F of the cama. Yes, like I said, it applies to churches, foundations, NGOs generally, and the word that you will see that they will end with is usually ABC Foundation, ABC Ministries, and so on, or ABC Associations, and so on. And it is regulated by the Corporate Affairs Commission. Now, the question is, what are the requirements for registration of an NGO or an incorporated trustee? Number one is that you have to reserve the name with the CAC, and by that you are going to need the consent of the Registrar General of the CAC. So they are going to ask you a number of questions, information that you need to provide for them to either approve or disapprove of that name. So you will be required to submit, number one, a constitution, the constitution of your association, the constitution of that organization, and all. Number two, the minutes where the trustees were appointed, the minutes of meeting or excerpt from the minutes of meeting where the trustees were appointed. Number three, the trustees' photo and their ID, their passport photograph and their IDs. You also need two publication in two national newspapers. And this is to notify the public that, you are intending to register this incorporated trustee, and these certain people have been appointed as trustees. So in case anybody has any form of objection to the appointment or to the registration of the incorporated trustee. Now, all the trustees will have to swear to a declaration that they have been appointed and they have accepted it, or accepted to be trustee of that organization. All the trustees appointed. Now, it is important to mention that the minimum number of trustees you can have for an incorporated trustee is 2. You can have as many, but the minimum is 2. Only one person cannot be a trustee of an NGO or an incorporated trustee. Now, it is also important that you include in the organization's constitution a special clause. It is referred to as a special clause to say that the funds of the organization will be used for its aims and objectives, and in the event that that organization is dissolved, that its asset and all will be applied or will be transferred to another incorporated trustee. So you cannot use the asset of the organization for a private use or an individual inheriting it. No, and you cannot give it to a political party or a company or anything. It has to be used for another incorporated trustee. Now, the role of CAC in all of this is, number one, to register the incorporated trustee, and then to maintain a register of all incorporated trustees. CAC also has an oversight function over incorporated trustee. They can investigate the management of the incorporated trustee. They want to be sure, how are you going about your business? Are you doing what you said you are going to do? Are you using the funds of the organization for its aim and objective and all of that? Now, the CSA can go to the extent of suspending the trustees of the organization if there is a need for it, although with court order. With court order, they can suspend the incorporated trustee. Now, the religious organizations are still, fighting this. There's still a lot of argument as to can CAC just come suspend, for instance, a church suspend the incorporated trustee and then appoint a manager, somebody who is not a Christian or maybe who is not part of the organization and all of that. That's still an ongoing debate, and I think is already in court. For post-incorporation, the obligation that the organization has to CAC or to the government, number one, is to file annual returns. Every organization that is registered with CAC is required to file annual returns. Failure to file annual returns will attract penalty. And whatever you want to do with CAC, anything you want to do after incorporation, we call it post-incorporation. The requirement is that you must have filed your annual returns up to date. If you have not done that, you will not be able to do anything with the CAC. Number two is to maintain your financial record and audit the account. You have to keep the record. If you spend even ₦1, it has to be reflected in your financial record. So you are required, that organization is required to maintain that financial record and to ensure periodic audits of their accounts. Also, you must notify CAC of any form of change to the organization, whether change in the trustees, change in the registered address, change in the aims and objective of the organization, or whatever change that you are bringing, you want to amend your constitution or whatever, you have to notify CAC of this. And the organization is also required to have a common seal, and that common seal usually is put in the custody of the secretary of the incorporated trustee. And the essence of that is any correspondence that is going out from the organization must contain that your common seal. And very importantly, all the assets of the incorporated trustee must be purchased or must be held in the name of that incorporated trustee. So that incorporated trustee is has that legal entity or legal status in law, where it can own property, where it can be sued, and where it can also sue. So all the property, you want to buy landed property and all of that, it has to be done in the name of that organization. Why do you need to register your NGO, register your incorporated trustee? It is essential for grants. It gives donors some level of confidence in what you are doing. Because if people are going to be donating, more organizations, big organizations, to donate to your charity and all, and you are not registered, anybody can claim to own an NGO, carry all the money and run away. So it boosts confidence in donors that you are actually a legitimate organization. This is where we are going to pause for today. I believe you have learned something new. Before you log out, please ensure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Ensure that you drop any question you have, any comment concerning what we have discussed, or even our previous episode. Drop it in the comment section, and please share this to somebody that may need it. Thank you.